No one can say that!
Hey guys, it's Deceiver. I'm going to be talking about Archeage today. It's a game that I've been playing for about a month now. Finally hit level 50 about 3 days ago or so. And I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of the game and whether or not you should play it. Okay, so here's some of the pros. The class system. The class system is really unique in Archeage. Basically, there's 12 different classes that you can pick from. At level 1 you pick one. And then at level 5, I believe it is, you pick a second one. And then at level 10, you pick your third one, and that makes your class. You'll see it right here. I'm a Dark Runner, for instance. I've not always been a Dark Runner, but that's what I decided to play now. So you get 3 different classes, and it makes up a class, and you can mix and match all your different skills to play however you want, which I think is really cool and unique, because you only have to really make one character if you want to. Instead of having to make, you know, a mage and then a separate rogue, you can basically just make one character and switch in and out of the different classes. So you go to this person and you can switch between, you know, say I want to play occultism and I switch it for battle rage, it'll be a completely different class. Watch. So I'll switch archery for battle rage and it'll make me, for example, a primeval. So now I'm a primeval. So another thing about Archeage, another good thing about Archeage, the combat is actually pretty smooth. The animations are really cool, and it's got a lot of unique ones, especially in sorcery, I believe. Sorcery, I think, has the coolest looking animations in the game. I'll show you a little bit of the combat here so that you can see what I'm talking about. I've not actually picked my skills back up, so I'm actually fighting with auto attacks, which is kind of embarrassing. Sorry about that, guys. Another thing about the combat system that's really cool is you have combos. So some of your skills actually combo together to do different things. So let's say I use charge and then I use triple slash. If I use them quick enough, then my triple slash will actually trip the target. Or let's say I use overwhelm, and then I use shadow smite. It does the same thing. It'll trip them. There's not just trips. There's tons of different combos in the game. You'll just have to, you know, mix and match them. Another good thing about Archeage. It's very large open world. There's open world PvP. There's a lot to do in this game. I mean, there's quite a bit to do. You can craft a boat and go sail the seas and PvP, become a pirate. You can farm. You can make your own house. You can pretty much do whatever you want. This game's not really limited to what you do. Another positive is the extensive crafting system. Crafting goes a long way in this game. You can craft pretty much anything you can think of, really, from, you know, boats, houses, weapons, armor, beehives, even cannons, ammo for your cannons, just pretty much anything you can think of. There's a lot of stuff to craft. Overall, the PvP in the game is pretty decent. I like the open world PvP. For me, if I'm playing an MMO, it has to have open world PvP because that just makes it more fun. Then you got your basic 1v1 arena, and you got your 5v5 battleground. And you can also do different PvP events, like the war at Halcyona. You can just go into like areas that are at war. I'll give you an example. Like Ystir is in a crisis right now, so there's a lot of PvP going on there. These places that are lit up like orange, and then eventually they'll go into a war period where you can PvP a lot, and a lot of people will be there PvPing. Overall, this game has a lot of cool, unique features that a lot of MMOs don't have, such as the justice system, where if you kill a person of your own faction, say I go in the bloodlust mode, activate it there, and I kill this guy, it's going to leave a blood stain. So someone can report me, and then if I have enough crime points, I'll actually go to jail the next time I die. Well, I won't go to jail, I'll go to the jury, and then other players will judge whether or not I go to jail for a specific amount of time. There's just a lot of cool, unique things like that that most MMOs don't have. And it's one of the things I enjoy about this game is the fact that it has all those different things. Another cool thing is this game does have a side subscription that you can pay for, but luckily you can actually get to Patron by actually farming gold and buying Patron. You buy these things called Apex, and you get 2 of them, and then you can have Patron status. Here's some of the benefits to having Patron. You can see it on my screen here. You get an extra 10 labor every 5 minutes, which I'll talk about labor here in a minute, because it's one of the more annoying things about the game. You get 5 loyalty tokens, which can be spent in the marketplace. And also you get increased XP gain, which I'm going to be talking about XP in a second, because I'm having a rough time leveling some of my skill sets. I'll go over those things in the cons area. Another cool thing about this is your mobility in the game is actually pretty high. Look at this guy. He's, you get a glider. A glider, it's pretty cool. You can just jump off a mountain and glide wherever you want. Gliding is really a cool thing about the game. The mounts themselves actually have abilities, which I think is pretty cool too. They got their own abilities. You can actually fight while you're on the mount. Some of them can teleport you. Some of them can actually go stealth, such as my Leomorph. Then you've got your, when you have ships, some of them have cannons, some of them have harpoon guns. You got airships, you got cars, you got farm carts, you got all kinds of stuff that you can build and use. I can actually teleport off my Leomorph, which is pretty cool. And the mounts are pretty cool, and the variety of different ways to get around the world is, it's good for how big the world is. Also, you can just teleport. I mean, you can open a portal and teleport. Let's see. Other cons to... yeah, we're going to do the cons to the game, sorry. So, some of the cons to the game, in my opinion, the labor system is a con to the game. I understand why they have it, because if you had a maximum amount of crafting you can do, then you would make a lot of money easily. But at the same time, the labor system, the way it regenerates, is very slow, and currently, you see, I'm not patron, so I don't accumulate labor very well. And labor is used for pretty much anything you do that has to do with crafting or gathering or anything like that. And I think it's one of the more annoying aspects of the game, because it kind of forces you to buy Patron. Because when you have Patron, you generate you generate labor faster than a free-to-play player by 5 points every 5 minutes. So you get, as free-to-play, you get 5 labor every 5 minutes. As Patron, you get 10 labor every 5 minutes, and you get 5 labor when you're offline. Which, I see why they're pushing that, but it's one of the aspects of the game I don't like. Another thing that's kind of disappointing is the lack of PvE content. There is some PvE, there's world bosses you can fight, there's a few dungeons, a few raids, but overall there's kind of a lack of PvE. They focus more on the PvP aspect of the game, which is fine, because I like the PvP, it's fun. But I think in the future they should add a little more PvE content to the game. Another con is I've found it's kind of hard to make gold without Patron. I'm in this area where I'm kind of stuck. Before I hit 50, I was making a little bit of gold, but now I'm kind of stuck where I can't make gold because I'm having to spend all my labor making my Hoslo weapons and some other stuff that is just, it's burning all my labor, and I'm not able to use my labor to make gold. So they're pushing Patron. If you're going to play this game, I recommend buying Patron if you can. You can farm up and buy Patron with in-game gold if you want, but it's going to be a lot harder. Let's see here. The combat is traditional tab targeting, which is, you know, like it's kind of old now. Most MMOs are going for the, you know, action combat system, which I enjoy a lot, and I feel like if this game had that, this game would be so much more fun. But the combat's not bad. They at least have cool animations and unique abilities that you can use, so it's not that big of a complaint. Now I'm going to talk about the leveling and the grindiness. This game is pretty damn grindy. Like, I've been stuck on level 35 Battle Rage, and this is the thing, when you change your skill set, you have to level it up separately. So even though I'm max level at level 50, my skill sets are not completely leveled to level 50 when I change it. So you have to level it up separately. And it takes a fucking long time. And that's one of my more complaints. I feel like you should have increased XP on your skill sets once you hit 50. But I guess that could just be me complaining. Actually getting to 50 wasn't that bad. I've had worse games that were a little more grindier, but the questing is basically the same as every other MMO. Kill this, find this, gather this. It's pretty much the same. But the cool thing is you can level up basically only doing crafting, and actually you level up faster if you're doing crafting. But again, that goes back to the labor system where you burn labor. The gear in this game, now that I've hit 50, I'm seeing how hard it is to actually get endgame gear. The gear, if you want to buy it, is ridiculously fucking expensive. I would not recommend buying it from the auction house unless you're buying gold or you have a shit ton of gold. I'm here in Hosla right now farming up for, you know, my next tier of Hosla weapon. You can get some gear in some of the PvE dungeons, but other than that, a lot of the gear is crafted. The best gear in the game is crafted, and it's kind of expensive, and that's one thing that I'm actually struggling with, is acquiring gear. But I'll get there. Me and my guildmates, you know, they're helping me out, so I'll get there. One of the other bad things about the game is the economy is really bad right now. Like, doing trade runs is not as profitable as it used to be, and it's kind of a high risk. If you're going to do a trade run, which basically a trade run is, you make these little trade packs and then you transport them to a different city and you turn them in for gold or for Gilda Stars, which is a different type of currency. I'm not going to go over everything in the game because that would take hours probably. But basically, trade runs, you go and do that. But the problem is there's pirates and people that are looking to steal your trade packs. And it's just not worth it. It's not worth crafting a trade pack and using all that time and labor to possibly just get it stolen from you. And when you do turn it in, if you go all the way to a different continent and don't get your shit stolen, it's still only going to give you like 19 gold maybe and a few Gilda Stars. It just doesn't seem worth it to me. I'm going to make a guide on what I think is the best way to make money right now, because I'm able to make money in the game. I'm just having an issue running out of labor. That's my only issue. But overall, guys, I really like the game. I'm enjoying it. I'm in a pretty good guild. I'm actually going to give Rhythm a shout out. I'm going to link his YouTube channel to you. He's got a lot of helpful guides if you guys want to start playing. He's got Primeval guides, Dark Runner guides, all that good shit. Some good tips and tricks. So check out his channel. And join our guild if you want to. Our guild name's Savage. Just whisper me or Rhythm or Warborn is his name. And we'll see you guys in the game. I'm going to do a couple fights for you guys so you can kind of see how the combat is. And I'll see you guys in the next video.